Richard, you provocatively encourage readers to defy unjust rulings by this stolen Supreme Court. How do you think the impending affirmative action ruling may impact this discussion and work about housing?
In 1857, the Dred Scott decision was issued by the Supreme Court. The Dred Scott decision prohibited, as some of you may know, prohibited African Americans from being citizens, among many other things. The justification that the Supreme Court gave for prohibiting African Americans from being citizens was as flawed as the justifications that the current Supreme Court gives for its racial jurisprudence. In the aftermath of this decision, there was a private citizen who advocated states and individuals to defy the Supreme Court. He said that the decision had no merit, shouldn't be obeyed, and he urged people to keep on testing it by violating it. The guy's name was Abraham Lincoln. He held no public office at that time. He hadn't even run for Senate yet. The civil rights advocates have, I think, made a terrible mistake by accepting the Supreme Court's prior justification of affirmative action as a way to diversify college classes, as though the reason to have more African Americans in colleges so that whites could get a better education by having different kinds of students as their classmates. That's not the reason we need affirmative action. We need affirmative action in college admissions as well as in housing as a remedy for constitutional violations that have never been remedied. They are perfectly justifiable for these indisputed constitutional violations. And I wrote that college presidents should have the courage to continue affirmative action, but justify it legitimately by testing a legitimate justification as a remedy for unconstitutional exclusion of African Americans from colleges and universities, not because they were excluded only because of their race, though many were, but because they were excluded because of the conditions in which their prior educations took place as a result of the segregation of our society. And with those kinds of justifications, we should continue to test it. And we might not win every case. Every college president might not win every case, but you don't change Supreme Court precedent by caving into it. You change Supreme Court precedent by chipping away at it.